So co-main event time. Here we go. Valentina, the Bullet Shevchenko, defends her belt again against Lauren Lucky Murphy. And we talked a little bit about Derek Lewis earlier in the show. This is the female Derek Lewis. Lauren Murphy moved out to Texas. She's training with the big man himself, and she fights a lot like him, man. She likes to keep the fight standing. She's got big power in her hands. She can wrestle. She's been using that a little bit more often lately, and she's finally getting her crack, man. It reminds me of when Michael Bisping got his shot at the title. Like, this is the feel-good story. Like, Lauren's been around forever. She's older. This is her shot. She finally worked her way to the title. I'd be lying if I didn't say I wanted to see Lauren Murphy with gold wrapped around her waist here on Saturday. But do you really fade Valentina Shevchenko? I mean, the second best MMA fighter on the planet in the women's divisions, only losses to Nunez, and one of those highly contested that maybe she got a little bit robbed on the split decision there. So incredible high-level talent is Valentina Shevchenko. Fights out of Tiger Muay Thai, well-rounded as hell. She can grapple, she can strike, she's got nasty submissions from pretty much everywhere, and she's got a speed advantage over most of her opponents. The thing for me is the one time we have seen just a slight little chink in the armor with Valentina Shevchenko was in her fight against Jennifer Maia. Jennifer Maia had one round of success where she was able to get on top of Valentina Shevchenko and just physically beast her and control her in that spot. Unfortunately, she didn't have the cardio to keep that up for enough of the fight to actually get the nod, and then got outclassed from that point forward. Lauren Murphy is physically strong, and believe it or not, going to have a 1-inch reach advantage. She might be the biggest, strongest opponent that Valentina has faced, especially since she moved back down to 125. If there's a path to victory, and I'm playing devil's advocate here, if there's a path to victory for Lauren Murphy, it's going to be that body lock. It's going to be that wrestling. It's going to be controlling Shevchenko or just landing a lucky Hail Mary bomb. And Lucky's got the power that if she does land perfectly, there's a chance she gets it done. But realistically, Valentina Shevchenko is the better fighter everywhere in this spot. But the line is very indicative of that, man. When we're talking sports betting, it is rare that you see a 15-1 favorite. You can get plus 850, plus 950. There's one plus 1,000 hanging out there on Lauren Murphy. Is the underdog worth a 10-1 stab, Kyle?
I don't think so, man. I honestly think Murphy has a better chance of winning this fight from like getting kneed in the head while she's down than she does of actually winning the fight. Like, she needs Valentina to tear her ACL and not continue. If she continues with the torn ACL, I still got Valentina, to be honest with you.
There's a handicap. You get a torn ACL and I'll still bet you at minus 200.
But yeah, but the line is saying the same thing. I mean, she's like a 95% favorite. How you see any value than that, I don't know. When nothing is 100% in this game. I mean, she could go out there and tear her ACL. She could go out there and kick her in the face while she's down, something crazy like that. And it's not going to help your parlays out much. If you like Valentina, throw her in DraftKings. You don't have to pay that much more than everybody else over there. But I think she wins every single minute of this fight. Maybe like Lauren Murphy could win an arm wrestling contest, but I don't know how she does anything else better than Valentina, like literally anything else. So give me Valentina by complete domination. And I think the way to bet this fight would be you either take her inside the distance or you take her by decision, get a better line on one of the two. And I think she's so much more dominant that I would rather take inside the distance.
Okay. I feel you there, man. That makes tons of sense. And like I said, I know I'm getting blown up in the chat. I like my dogs. I'm not betting Lauren Murphy. I would love to bet Lauren Murphy, but I'm not doing that here. I don't think that she has much of a path to victory. And when you look back at her last couple of wins, it's very suspect because I myself bet against her in the Andrea KGB Lee fight. And I've talked about this fight many times. That's the night Joe Rogan was yelling at bro to get off his phone. She was gifted that split decision because the judges literally didn't care about that fight and just scribbled something in at the end of the show. She lost the fight to Andrea Lee. And then, if you want to talk about close fights, she fought my girl JoJo Calderwood. And I'm pretty sure, if memory serves correctly, I had a bet on JoJo that night. And JoJo outlanded her by like 50 significant strikes. I don't understand how Lauren Murphy won that fight. I think JoJo was the rightful winner of that last fight, which puts her five-fight winning streak at a much more realistic 3-2. And then one of those was on UFC debutante and undersized Lilia Shakarova, who she handled in the first round and isn't even proven to be at this level yet. So yeah, I do not think that Lauren Murphy is live in this spot, guys. As much as I love her, as much as I want to see that gold wrapped around her waist, there's no way. I do not see it whatsoever. Highly suspect on those last couple of fights. But what I do think is that Lauren Murphy is tough. I do think she is durable. And I wouldn't hate a shot at the over 2.5 here. Even though Valentina is better pretty much everywhere, I think that Lauren Murphy is strong enough to hang in there. And I think that she's good enough to defend in positions. And I could bet on her surviving 2.5 rounds. Most women's MMA fights go over. I know Valentina is a little bit special in that area, that she is fully capable of finishing pretty much anybody she steps into the cage with. But Kyle, am I crazy for thinking that over 2.5 at even money is not a half bad angle?
No, I like that. I think it would be after 2.5. If I was going to pick a time for her to win, I would say, third or fourth round, something like that. So I dig it. Okay.
All right. Well, I may have found my spot. And once 2.5 rounds clear, then I can cheer my face off for Lauren to pull the upset without anything riding on it.